Hi and welcome to another Elite EDM Stars video with myself, Darren aka Dirty Midranger and DB9 Project. So today what we're going to do is cover the part 4, a bonus video that I'm going to do for the drum programming session that I did on the last couple of weeks. And if you haven't seen parts 1, 2 and 3, I suggest you go over to our channel and watch those. We covered how to make a MIDI drum loop, all the quantization, adding some hats, percussion, velocity control, adding groove to your drums, and in part 2 we added effects, some panning, some delays, some EQ compression techniques, adding some saturation and distortion, some a bit crushing to your hi-hats, and then in part 3 we did some tuning on our drums and we made the drums sound more natural, added some delay and feedback to the effects and snare clap, created some variations of our loop and used the clips to develop a track idea and recorded a track structure. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is this plugin called Instant Haus or Instant Beat by Alex Kidd. Now you access this by going to the Ableton Live website. You download the pack, install the pack, and then you just create a new MIDI track, or just drag this across and create a new MIDI track and drag it onto it. And what you have is an instant drum machine. So when you first get it, it comes like this. This is all closed off. So if you just open them up, you get the control pad. Now what I've done to save time, to save having to click in on these patterns, I've hit Command and K on the Mac, probably Control K on the PC, and then I've assigned the letters on my keyboard to letters P, N, S, I and V, and I've just left that off for the moment because normally I would assign these to a controller keyboard or controller map, but I don't have anything I can assign them to right in front of me. I've literally got other gear around the studio that I can assign to at any time. But for quickness, I've just assigned them to my keypad. So that I can hit the P button. You notice it will come on, so you have to hit it twice and it will change the patterns. You can see these buttons here, or these sliders, rotation knobs moving around. So what I'm going to do is going to play the Instant Haus, and then I'm going to show you the Instant Haus with some MIDI clips on it as well. So what you can do with Instant Haus, it's a drum machine that will play on its own. As soon as I hit play, you'll get this. Okay, so what I did there was just literally looped it round just by pressing play. There's no MIDI clips in there triggering that at the moment. So it plays a drum machine and I'm just hitting the pattern and the notes, and I could hit the shift, the velocity, the initialize the patch, which resets it back to 0 to what it originally starts at, and then the swing. Now obviously if we look at the drum map, you will notice that there's patterns in here and all different hats. You can obviously go in and change these yourself to your own samples as well. So if it's not a suitable kit that you want to play with, you can obviously build your own kit, and then once you've done that you can go ahead and then save that. Just click on the save button and you'll be able to save your own version. As you see, it comes in there, an instrument rack, and you can make your own version of that, but for this instant we'll just delete that. Okay, so once that's running, what you can also do is you can copy some MIDI parts across, which is what I've done here. These are the MIDI parts from the original drum loop pattern that we had here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these in the right alignments, and then I'm just going to move this one across as well. I'm going to copy this pattern into the Instant Haus, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to show you, once I go into the side of the clip itself, I'm going to go to the MIDI notes, and you can see down the left hand side that currently it's playing on kicks and snares. So I want to transpose this, so Control A and transpose 1 to start with, and it will play any of those samples around there. And what it's going to do, it's going to play these hits in the same groove as the pattern that we've got here, and the same for all of the others as well. So I'll just play through those with and without the midis. And if you just look in here, I've got these transposed to play on the snares, and I've got these to transpose to play on, I think, the open hats. So you'll hear the differences. Okay, so obviously what you can do there, you can use this drum pattern to obviously create your own MIDI patterns, or just instantly flick through and change a drum pattern. Now you can route this and record the MIDI, and you should be able to do that by inserting a MIDI track and then routing this into the MIDI, but I can't seem to get it to work at the moment, so I'm going to show you instead recording it as an audio track, which I've already set up here. So I've created an audio, I've just put my feed audio from the instant beat. I'm going to arm the track. Okay, so you can see instantly it's recorded the audio on perfectly 5 bars. May have just a little bit short, but if you leave it looping around, it will automatically cut. And you can, if it runs slightly over, you can just sort of right click and crop the sample after you loop your section. For example, I could do it on this section here. If I just wanted these two, I could then go crop sample, and then I've got a 2-bar audio loop that I can then play around with, and that's mine. Now you can see, if you zoom in, you can see that some of them are slightly off, so it shows that the loop is got a bit of naturalness to it. It's, you know, it's like an organic drum machine. It's very useful, and I find it very useful for literally sort of mixing out of tracks. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this outro. I'm going to take this kick drum away, and I'm going to use just the ride and the clap there, and I'm going to use this pattern and this drum kit and the stab, and then I'm just going to literally do the same again, duplicate So I've got no hat patterns here. I'm going to leave that percussion there. I'm going to take the clap out. I'm going to take the ride away. Just going to leave that and the pattern there. I'm going to leave that pattern. I mean, I could leave that pattern in, but for now. And then what I want to do is just literally go to the drum machine on its own. So duplicate again, take that pattern away, take that away, and I just want to leave the stab and the drum machine, and you'll see what happens when we play through. Okay, so I'm just going to play through these outro sections, and it just gives us a nice little way of sort of mixing to another idea if you're doing this in a live scenario. Obviously, if it's a track that you're making with it, then you just utilize it as you need it. So there we have it, guys. That's the Instant Haus plugin. Very, very useful to use for creating quick instant drum beats. Like I say, don't forget you can just go in and change the samples. If you're not happy with the samples that are in there, you can go in and change these samples. Obviously these are the samples that come with the plugin, but you can go in and obviously create your own bank and put some samples into a folder and drop it inside here, and then obviously assign your own samples, so you can just pretty much make up your own drum kit for your own style. And it's just a really handy plugin to help you sort of loop through into another track idea, or just literally create instant drum beats on the fly. So I'm just going to play through one more time and just show you some of the swing, and then that's pretty much the end of the video. Thanks for sticking around. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel and also leave us a comment, and I'll see you on another live video hopefully tomorrow.